Have you ever wondered what happens when someone who seems to have it all, a perfect king, a perfect life, loses absolutely everything? Well, today we're diving into a really powerful story about exactly that. It's a story of complete ruin and incredible redemption, and it all centers on one single sacred day, Aja Ekadashi.
So let's just get right to the heart of it, the big question. Can just one day, one single act of pure, sincere devotion actually turn around a whole lifetime of bad luck and suffering? I know, it sounds kind of impossible, right? But the ancient story we're exploring today says the answer is a definite yes.
And the key to this whole incredible turnaround is something called Aja Ekadashi. It's a sacred day of fasting. Now, according to the scriptures, as told by Lord Krishna himself, this day is so potent it can literally wash away past sins and bring back everything you've lost. So we're not just talking about skipping a meal. This is presented as a genuine path to getting your life back.
To really understand the power of this day, you have to know the story of the man who lived through its miracle. So let's get into the story of the righteous king Harishchandra and his absolutely staggering fall from grace.
Now look, this wasn't just any old king. Harishchandra was considered the gold standard. I mean, he was famous far and wide for his honesty, his incredible generosity, and his deep compassion for everyone. He was, by all accounts, the perfect king. And honestly, that's what makes what happened to him so unbelievable.
So here's the twist. His downfall didn't happen because of something he did wrong in this life. No, the scriptures tell us it was all because of karma from a past life finally catching up to him. So even with all his good deeds now, this wave of suffering was pretty much unavoidable.
And his fall was fast and it was brutal. First, this amazing ruler loses his entire kingdom just to keep a promise he made. Then, it gets even worse. He's forced to sell his own wife and son. And he doesn't stop falling until he hits absolute rock bottom, working as a poor servant for an undertaker.
Just look at that contrast. It's hard to even wrap your head around, isn't it? One minute, you're a king celebrated by all, you've got wealth, you've got your family, and in the next, you're a servant with nothing, heartbroken and totally alone. The gap between his old life and his new one was just immense.
After all that suffering, it really seemed like there was no way out for him. But, often right at that lowest point, that's when a little glimmer of hope appears in the darkness. And this is the story's big turning point. And we have to be clear. This wasn't a bad week or a tough month. We're talking about years. Years spent in total misery. The man who was once this great king was just completely lost in his own grief, with no end in sight.
But then, a chance meeting happens. He runs into the great sage Gautama Muni. And in these kinds of stories, when a sage shows up, some serious wisdom and a path forward are about to be revealed. And that's exactly what happens here.
And the advice the sage gives him changes everything. It's so simple, but so direct. Observe the sacred fast of Aja Ekadashi, and your fortunes will be restored. For a man who had absolutely nothing left, this wasn't just advice, it was a lifeline. So now the king has a choice, right? He can just dismiss this advice, or he can embrace it with every last ounce of hope he has. His devotion was really about to be tested. Let's see what happened when he took the sage's words to heart. And this is so important. The king didn't just go through the motions. He committed completely. First, he just clung to that hope the sage gave him. Then he performed the fast with total, absolute sincerity. And finally, he dedicated a whole day and night to prayer. This was an act of pure and, you could say, desperate devotion. So, what happened next? Did it work? Well, the source material puts it simply but oh so powerfully. The effect was miraculous. And we're not talking about a small, minor improvement here. We are talking about a complete, divine reversal of his entire fate. And this miracle wasn't subtle. It happened in the most spectacular way. The heavens themselves basically threw a party. We're talking about flowers literally raining from the sky, divine music filling the air, and just like that, with his past sins erased, everything he lost came rushing back. His wife and son were by his side again, and his kingdom was his once more. Wow, what a story, right? But beyond the incredible tale, what's the big takeaway? Why does this ancient narrative about a king and a fast still matter to us today? Let's break down that lesson. Just one.
That's the number. A single day of pure, heartfelt devotion was enough to undo a whole lifetime of karmic suffering. It really highlights the immense power this story gives to just one act of genuine spiritual practice.
And this brings us right to the core moral of the whole thing. It's a really powerful statement of faith. It teaches that the sincerity of your devotion, how much you really mean it, can be way more powerful than how bad your situation is. Basically, it says any obstacle can be overcome. So, at the end of the day, this is more than just a story about a king's bad luck. It's really a universal message of hope. It suggests that even when we're in our darkest moments, feeling our deepest sorrows, there's always a path to grace, a way to be lifted up.
And all of this leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. For King Harishchandra, sincere devotion meant a sacred fast. But what does that kind of powerful, life-changing devotion look like for us in our modern world? It's definitely something to chew on. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.